Good birthday, buddy. Sorry I
Thank
missed
you.
you. I, I,
This
I
is,
had to send you a day old tater.
yeah, I know. And I was like, do I get a cabbage? What do I get? Like, I was a little bummed, but I appreciate it.
Where's Kevin living these days?
I'm in Dallas
You're in
still.
Dallas still. You're still in Texas.
Yeah,
When was your birthday?
yesterday.
That was my brother's birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I know two people born
yeah.
on that day.
So Terry, now do you see anything? Because I just went live. I don't know if you guys see anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
See that
Does it?
now? It's up in the
does it?
corner.
So
Yeah.
big live.
There you
In the
Oh yeah, I see it on
There you
you.
go.
And on
Yeah.
Tuesday night, before my Tuesday night, no, Wednesday. My birthday was Thursday. Yeah, it's a crazy week. Terry, I went to the Leafs game in
Oh,
Dallas.
you watched us do it again, eh?
Yeah, it was a good
Yeah.
game. It was a good game. There were a lot of Leaf fans there.
I noticed.
Everywhere, man. Everywhere.
matter
The
where you go.
Senators game, there's more Leaf fans than there are Ottawa fans.
Yeah.
Because they all sell their tickets to the Leaf fans who are coming
Because
up.
don't pay anything.
Yeah.
That's it. So yeah, apparently that job at Google's gone. I got screenshots from my show though. So,
It's
yeah.
a job not found.
Yeah, that's what I found too. So it's gone, but I got screenshots. They weren't quick enough for me.
So
Yeah.
they found an SEO.
I guess, dude. You needed like a bachelor's degree or related experience. Another part was 5 years experience, apparently, because like I said, you're an SEO for Google. You're just going, go rank this, would you? Go push a button.
A bachelor's degree in SEO. Where can you get
Well,
that?
not just a bachelor's degree
Oh.
or equivalent experience.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah.
Right. You go into Search Console and your live preview is a live preview. Like, here, I'm just going to put this here. Now I'm going to move that around. There we go. It's like a WYSIWYG with the SERP. Like, no, I'll put it
I'm
right
just gonna
here.
move that up there.
I'll
and
put that
this over
here, and
there.
everything will be
So
fine.
what is the equivalent experience of a bachelor degree?
Yeah,
In terms of
for
what?
in the SEO, I don't even know, man. Like,
I've seen so many stupid like the people
Well, where's my
who are
screens?
hiring digital
in.
marketers don't have a clue. If they're like I couldn't get a job at a lot of the places that I looked at because I didn't have any kind of degree. I got 25 years experience and
Right now, I've seen requirements that you have experience with Photoshop for an SEO position.
see, they should be advertising for a web designer that knows SEO.
Yeah.
There's a difference. They're two different jobs.
Well, it also depends on the size of the agency or the company because they might have, like, I need my SEOs to have Photoshop capability for Google Posts and certain things that I expect them to be able to manipulate images for them. So,
See, it's easy for me because I believe if you can't do HTML, you're not a very good SEO. I wouldn't even consider you.
oh yeah, exactly. What I'm just saying is the additional thing. I would never make, like, Photoshop's one of those. Can you do this? The same way, if do you have presentation experience? Can you talk to big boys? Are you intimidated in a room?
You
Have
should
you
be
ever-
able to at least go in and change text on it.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Something like that.
If you don't know HTML, that's probably a bad place to start.
Okay, so yeah, bachelor's degree or equivalent practical experience. What do we got here? 5 years of work experience in growth marketing. Wait, I don't know, growth marketing. So that's a new one. I like it. Driving user acquisition. I'm thinking, why would you have to? It's Google. Engagement and or retention. I like that one. Well, where you can gauge them, but if you're we don't care if you retention, or an analytical experience with data, metrics, and experimentation.
See,
a degree,
why any kind
preferred qualifications is a degree in marketing, economics, or related field. Experience with SEO and or web strategy. A proven track record of highly cross-functional collaboration across product, marketing, and engineering teams. Sorry. Distinctive problem-solving, analytic skills, and impeccable business judgment. Yeah, I guess they're running low on people with an impeccable business judgment over there. So
I guess electrical engineering would not be considered a related field, eh?
hey, why not? Sure, yeah. Like, I don't see why not. Analyze manage SEO strategies for Google's top B2B and top B2B websites by identifying optimization opportunities. Manage workflow for improvements in our website's HTML codes and sitemaps and navigational structures. Influencing billions of impressions to websites like Google Store, YouTube, Google Ads, etc. Collaborate with site owners and web developer teams. So yeah, I think that's something to do with their hosting too. And launch.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
You don't like almost anyone with no experience at all could go out to Google and rank something. I'm pretty sure.
well, yeah, I'm wondering, like, you know what I mean? Wait a minute, collaborating with site owners and web developer teams. I'm like, okay, wait a minute, are you literally selling SEO to people that you're hosting or something? Like, come on, that's not fair.
The next one sounds interesting.
Which one? Analyzing experiments.
Analyze learnings into a framework, machine learning.
Yeah. ML powered tools, best practices for SEO at Google. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Be an internal thought leader for growth marketing processes, yada yada yada. So yeah, it's
So would now be a good time to tell you guys I got a new job?
Yeah, so that's interesting.
It'd be hilarious.
So yes, there you go. But apparently it was taken down already. I don't know how long it was up there.
You just put on your resume, I worked at Bing, and they're like, all right, bye.
Yeah, I worked at Hotbot back in 2 out of these 2.
Dealing with
Yeah,
redirects all
have
day.
influx of people from Yahoo start working at Google.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if you leave Coke, you probably go to Pepsi. You know.
I was going to say you leave Coke, you probably go to heroin, but all right, 2 different discussions. What are we doing here?
Lob it up in the air, Dave. You knock it down.
Yeah, you know, that's what I'm here for, buddy. So how old are you, old feller?
43.
Wow, look at you.
Fuck, I got shoes that old.
Hey, like I can't fix that. Just-
Good years though.
yeah, it was a good year. It was
Mid-40s. I'd live my mid-40s again in a second.
I don't feel 44 and I don't act 44, I don't think.
Oh yeah, you're safe there.
What else was in the news?
Well, I know Search Console made some changes.
What were you talking about the other day, Dave, about Search
that?
Console that you saw?
Well, what it was is okay, so you got all the depreciated tools that are in a little drop down thing, and so one of them was the page removal tool. And so instead of like tossing it, which I was always kind of worried about the depreciated stuff, like the parameter tool and things like that. So apparently they've now
Do you mean deprecated?
Deprecated? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the page removal tool has been brought back, and so you've got 3 different ones. You've got the normal page removal tool, which is a 6-month hit. I don't know how it works now, but whatever. Like 6-7 years ago, when I was talking to Matt, and they said, well, how does it work? He was like, well, it goes for 6 months, then you got to do it again. But by the 12-second run, meaning 12 months, it comes right out of the index. So I don't know, but there's no option to like just nuke it. So if you're taking a page out and you know, for whatever reason, keeping that page, you got to remember to go back in 6 months and do it again, or it'll be back in the index. The second one is for like, I didn't know this was even a thing. Apparently you can report to Google that the content on a page is out of date, or like non-relevant, out of date, but it would be like a user of Google that would report that, and it would show up in this console thing. And all right, So I guess you would update the content, then submit it for review or something. I don't know. And the third one is for safe search, meaning if since we're back to Pornhub again here, is if you've got like adult content or something that's been flagged for safe search and shit like that. So, but the page removal tool is kind of the most important one of the three. So, which is good, like I said, because I was wondering, like, especially like with the parameter tool, it's kind of a handy thing a lot of times. You know what I mean? So, hopefully they bring that back into the full suite.
So it would be good if they came out with like a guide to use a parameter tool.
Yeah.
Because that's the one that's always had the warning at the top of it that says, if you don't know how to use this,
Right.
away.
Yeah. And then you've got to let Google decide, or, there's a whole bunch of different drop downs in the drop down there that aren't quite intuitive.
I gotta go see what my dog's fighting about out there. Hold on.
All right. Jesus Christ, you got the mitts on again, Doc. Why don't you just burn that keg behind you? You'll warm up. Steve,
That's my antifreeze, man.
is that your Mountain Dew on the roll there, or what do you got today?
First, this is like the second one of the week.
Wow.
You really knocked it
Yeah.
back.
You're finally getting some therapy for that addiction, are you? Okay.
I switched to heroin.
Oh, well, that's better than Mountain Dew. Like,
Probably better for you. Or that's what your doctor tells you.
yeah.
At
Stay
least
away
I'm
from
losing-
that there Mountain Dew. Go get some heroin.
At least
Hair
I'm
on.
losing
Get
weight.
some of that hair on.
That's that new weight loss program.
No,
Switch from Mountain Dew to meth, and I'm good.
So other stuff, I don't know, like Barry, like I was joking last night when we were in a chat, and Barry's got his usual, there might be an update, might not be an update because people are grumbling somewhere's post, and he should just like republish that every week. I don't know why he even bothers writing it up every time.
I don't even
People
pay
still
attention to
bitching.
them.
People were bitching about the featured snippets still. That was a thing this week. Not that I care. Like you and I were saying, Bill, let it sit, see what happens. Already like week 2, Bill, and there's already a couple changes, and everyone's like, Bill and I were talking about last week. It's just like sit back and wait. This is Google, man. Like, anyone remember Picasa or Google Plus? The total fuckface that is Google Stadia. That's gonna be. What a mess that is.
I don't even know what that is.
It's
It's a
their
gaming
streaming
platform.
video service, video game platform that only 0.5% of the current world's population has the internet speed to do.
Yep. And, but even better, Terry.
Who
Google
chose
being
that
Google.
audience?
Dude,
Someone
Google
with
being
deep pockets.
Google being Google when they launched it though, Terry, literally had half the features that it was supposed to have. Right. So all these people have got and invested money in it, yada yada.
So they're doing Microsoft updates now, eh?
Well,
You
it's
roll
just
it
a
out
shit
half
show.
done and let people
Oh
finish
yeah, it's
it
half
for
baked,
you.
man. It was half baked.
Half done would be an improvement over what they normally did.
Well, the other really fun thing is that you have to pay a membership price, and you have to pay
And
for the
then pay
games.
full price for the game. Yeah.
And you don't get the games when you leave because there's nothing to download. You're
No,
streaming. You pay $15 for the right to give them 60, and the prices are what the video games launched at. So like a Call of Duty that was $60 when it launched,
It's
it
now
might
like
be
35,
45 or
40.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like you get to pay full price.
Google full
at
price.
it.
Yeah.
Who else is in that market? I know Amazon has something.
Microsoft's gonna kill it.
Yeah, I mean, with Game Pass, and PlayStation is trying to compete with Game Pass, but at least with those, you're not paying for the games. You're paying for the right to access the game.
Yeah. So Steve, you're paying $15 a month or whatever, 10, 15, and you got access to 200 games. Google, like he said, Google launched a service where you're paying $10 a month for the service. You got to pay full price for the games, and they got 28 games. That's it.
Right.
Right, and
You don't even own the fucking game when you buy it.
you don't. You own the license
To
to
play
it.
it.
Yeah,
And-
you
Stream
never
it.
own a
That's it.
game or any of
Yeah.
that.
Well, no,
and
but
not-
but
and
I
not
mean, you
the-
got to keep your subscription live in order to even use the fucking
Right,
thing.
right.
That's a goddamn ripoff.
So yeah, and even better, it was like the game this anywhere you can play anywhere, right? The ads were like you'd be on your TV, and then you could be on your phone, and they could be on your tablet. You could
Yep.
just play the game anywhere. Problem is, it only works with Pixel phones. Not to mention they own Android. How the fuck I figured that out? It's like okay, well, great, thank you. Right, so that doesn't work. So play it on your TV? Well, now you got to buy another piece of hardware, which is what is it, Chromecast? I guess is it Chromecast?
Yeah, you can the Stadia plugs right in, but preferred method is Chromecast.
So yeah, like literally, it's just a half-baked idea. And gamers being kind of smart, savvy internet people, all dug up. Like there's like some website that shows every dead Google project in history, like Google Glass, Google Plus. And so now these gamer guys are running going, oh, fuck this. I'm not paying another month for this. They're just going to kill it. This is what these guys do. They throw it out there, go, it didn't work, and they kill it. So it's like,
Yeah, or buy someone else.
Well, the best part about it is Google marketed it as 4K streaming gaming, which is fine as long as you have a 35 megabit per second connection, which
that's
not
what I
a lot
mean.
like what like especially not on a mobile standpoint. Like I played Stadia on my mobile network and I got to play a game, not me, but I can see this be like I played a game for 3 minutes and I blew out my data plan for the entire year. Like what?
exactly, man. Like, I don't know.
Could you imagine some schmuck on an airplane going like, well, I don't know why the Wi-Fi on this plane doesn't work. Well, that guy's playing Google Stadia. The pilot just asked you to stop because his instruments are going flaky. You don't understand. I'm about to get to level 2. And the other fun thing, as we said, is the games that are associated with the 28 games that are associated.
They're older.
Most of them suck.
Yeah,
and you're just like, oh, look, they're older
Like-
games that I could get for $10 at GameStop.
Yeah, you go get a
Pac-Man and
GameStop
Mario, eh?
Like Assassin's Creed, like that. My buddy actually was one of the testers because
But
he's in New York.
it's just such a statement on Google when these gamers are like, I don't know, man. These guys never finish anything. They're like, they go to this. It's like, look at Google Plus and Stadia, like all these.
Well, and what
different
they should have done is what they do with so many other companies is go up to not PlayStation or Xbox, but you go up to somebody else and go, oh, you've got the technology, you've made
that's
this
what
work,
PlayStation
but you've
do.
run out of money, so why don't we buy you and then we'll just take your technology? Like that's the best way to do it.
And like literally, that's what PlayStation's trying to do with PlayStation now. Is they literally went to Microsoft, got a deal on the Azure servers.
Mm-hmm.
So like, Microsoft's Xbox is a direct competitor. They're like, okay, you got better streaming technology, so we want to sign on with Azure, man. Like, thank you. Like,
Yep, work together and actually have crossplay.
But
But
yeah, so like the Microsoft version of streaming games, which they're still trying to work on to get it right, unlike Google, who thought first to market would work. Theirs is in beta, meaning it's still being beta tested, and they've got 58 games or something in beta, and then Google launches with 28.
right, and Microsoft saw the cloud computing problem when they launched Crackdown 3, and it was like, oh, wait, this isn't what we want. But they did the perfect thing where, yes, that faded and it flopped, but nobody remembers that. Nobody stopped buying Microsoft games because that game didn't work. Whereas people just laugh at Google.
Yeah, the gaming world is really taking the piss on them right now. Poor old Google thought they could just come in and kick ass. And what was the problem? They overpromised and under delivered. Right? So they brought the marketing machine out and they did all this stuff at the gaming convention last summer and stuff. And whoa, look at us, how fancy! You can do this, you can do that, you can do all these things. And apparently at launch you can't. So it's like, even Google Assistant's supposed to be a thing, right? You can hook up to Google Assistant. And, no, that doesn't work either.
I thought it'd be great if you could be like, hey Google, how do I beat this level?
No, but that's what they got. They showed that in the marketing. That was actually a thing in the marketing, is like you could be playing the game, hit the assistant button, and say like it'll know where you are in the game. According to them, again, it's not live. It didn't ship with this. It was just their marketing, but it would pull up a YouTube video showing that part of the game and what you need to do and stuff. But again, that didn't ship with the system. So,
with Google's approach towards machine cycles, I mean, doing something like that from the cloud got to be a massive resource hit. I'm really surprised that they would even consider doing something like that
Separate.
you
They've
gotta-
got all this leftover
Probably they
bandwidth
don't
for
have it
making
all
people
running
speed
on
up
one
their website.
computer. Sorry, Steve.
but no,
I'm-
no.
I said they've got all this leftover bandwidth for making people speed up their websites.
But yeah, Doc, you got to remember the gaming industry now outpaces like every other form of entertainment. Like there's more money in gaming than there is in movies. You know what I mean? So, they just wanted to get a piece of that pie. So we'll see. They just gone about it wrong. They thought the big hype would get them there as opposed to actually providing something of value.
Well,
Gonna
same
ride
with
on their
Google
brand,
Play.
eh?
Yeah.
Look at
So
Google
what
Play.
is-
It's a piece of crap.
So what does a PlayStation cost and that subscription? That's Sony, right? Sony owns
Mhm.
Right. So you'd be looking
Yeah.
at about $500 on average.
and you could probably buy one for $250 used.
Yeah, these days because the new consoles come out this fall, so like you know, what I mean, you can get a used one maybe $300,
When it's
$270.
portable,
Okay.
you can plug it into different platforms through an HDMI cable, and
Yeah,
then
well, Microsoft's even further ahead though. Like if you look at the Xbox, I can okay, my Xbox is sitting here beside. Oh wow, okay, that way. I can literally with the Xbox app on Windows 10, any of the games I've got on that, I can stream right onto my computer right now. So again, that's what Microsoft isn't really. They're going for the brand, as in you could play PC, you could play, your Xbox. It all just relates to each other and locks in.
It's all the same thing. One
Right,
platform.
That's right, and that's what they're selling, and Microsoft's smart with that. So yeah, like
And
there's already
so
stuff like that. Like
they
I can already go to my computer and stream my Xbox games on it sitting here right now.
So can
Yeah, I
you
had a
stream from the
roommate is-
cloud? Does Microsoft have a central hub that you can stream a game from and say,
No, that's what they're working on now with what's called xCloud.
Right, but they're trying it in baby steps. They're
Right.
not launching it and handing it to you at full price. Like you
Yeah.
can try things out. Like even Crackdown 3 was the game that was 10 years in development, but that they pitched it as it was going to be cloud computing using the benefits of the
Right.
cloud for everybody to stream it, and it crashed and burned. But that didn't cost. If you had Game Pass, which cost you $12 a month,
Come on, you get it
it
for
didn't
free
cost
anyway.
you
So what do you
anything.
care? Right.
Exactly. It doesn't.
Yeah. Like that Game
just-
Pass is awesome, dude. I love that thing. You know what I mean? I have it on mine and my kids use it and whatever.
Does that
the thing-
get the games off the internet, Dave?
Right. Well, you got like 200.
Well, you download them. You download
download
them
them.
to
Oh,
your
download them
machine.
off the
Microsoft
internet.
streaming stuff is still in beta, but
Yeah.
just the pass thing basically gives you access to about 250 games. You can download it. You don't like it, you go download another one, and it's like $12 a month.
And they add new games. Now, granted, they do take some games away, but most of the time, the
Yeah.
games that they're taking away, if you
Oh,
wanted to
shit.
buy it, are $20 or $10. You could go out and buy it, no problem. And the Game Pass, one little thing that has nothing to do with how good it was, Dave, is that back in September, I think it was, they had a special where you could change your
I did that. I did that. My gold and I got the ultimate thingy. So it's
right.
like
You
$15
could
a
cash
month
it
for
in.
gold.
I cashed in my subscriptions that I had gotten through Bing's rewards program.
Right.
I have Game Pass for 3.5 years, and it cost me a penny.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I was like,
Don't
all right.
Don't like you right now.
That was my one little like. Microsoft was like, "Are you okay? We're gonna bill you $14.99 on February 27, 2023," and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay."
So I think
Yeah.
Google just needs to like give up on Stadia. I don't know what they're again. Everyone's just too leery with them right now. Like the gamers are all younger people, for the most part. But they're just leery. Everyone's leery of Google right now, going no.
Right, it was $129 you had to pay to get the Stadia,
Your
and
controller.
it's $10 a month that you have to get. Like you didn't have an option. They didn't have two, like Xbox. There are versions, PlayStation. There are versions that you can get to save yourself money. Xbox or
Right,
Google. It was all
So
or
like
nothing.
you're saying, Steve, so now if you look at it, you're paying like $250 to $270 for an Xbox, right, or whatever. Okay, so now you got 100. What did you say? 120 was or something, Kevin?
129.
120. So you're already into that. Now you're in another 120 a year for the subscription. So now you're up to 240. And then
Yep.
now on top of that, you need to pay extra for your internet if it's not good enough. So you can count that cost in now too, which might be another 30, 40 bucks a month or whatever. You know what I mean? So
then it's 60 bucks
there's
for
no-
each game.
right. There's
Like,
no benefit. There's just no cost benefit there, man. It's just fucking horrible.
It's called Google pricing.
Google idiocy. What's
You
up,
know,
Caden?
like their ad auction is not actually an auction.
So yes, there you go. We ate up the first 15 minutes talking about gaming. Yes. Fucking A.
gaming and local. Let's
It
no,
was-
no, no.
But it wasn't a total
Local
loss that we
gaming.
did trash Google a little bit.
We wish me happy birthday, so that works.
Well, yeah,
There you go.
that was the most important part of the show so far.
We can go into music streaming platforms now.
Well, no, nobody cares about that. We just pirate all that shit still. Come on, really.
Oh, you
And I have
know,
this new idea. It's called Napster.
Yeah.
Cutting edge.
oh,
I like
pay
it. I'm
for,
invested in that one.
I pay for Google Music.
Yeah, I don't think Tandy, you just use the normal free Google Music thing and put up with the ads. Google Play or whatever.
Yeah,
Mine's
Google
free.
Play.
It's called a radio.
See, so Tandy's got an app that you can skip the ads with, so she's got it for free. So again.
Oh my, yeah. And so, what was I gonna say about that?
I don't know. Hey, let's. I have a fucked up idea. Let's talk about SEO.
Why?
Oh, my Tandy says
It's
why? That shit's
good.
boring. Very good, honey. Love you too. Guys, by the way, this is Caden. I invited him along today to
Hi,
come
everyone.
meet y'all.
Howdy, Caden.
He is the young, stunningly interesting fellow I mentioned to you guys a few weeks ago. Literally, you still in school or what are you doing now? Or
Yeah, I go to school part-time. I'm not really a fan of it, though. I actually just got back from class.
so, anyways, yeah, the guy's been doing SEO since he was 17. He's 20 now, so he was doing it in high school, and I've been helping with the site migration and stuff lately. And yeah, like we always complain about where's the brains in the younger folks. Well, this young feller's got one, so I like him.
Thank you.
So
Yeah,
any tips on site migrations, people? He's got one to switch over.
I have to
this
actually do it
week.
today. They've been bugging me for the past couple
Oh,
of
you're on
days.
it today, are you?
Yeah.
Wow, and you came here. That's commitment.
What kind of site?
HTML to WordPress.
Yeah,
Yep,
they're on a static
HTML.
site right now.
Oh my. Just
That's a
rewrite it.
copy and paste migration.
Yeah, just rewrite it.
Yeah, well, we're keeping all the content the same. I tried to keep all of the meta tags the same as far as I could. Link structures all the same.
Oh,
I'm having issues with the sitemap right now between the www and non-www versions. So it's a whole mess. And
Oh well, that what's the Australian guy's website for that? Who am I thinking of? That does the HT access that'll redirect www to
Tony McCreath.
Tony McCreath. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the name?
why
of
is
the
that so
site?
hard? It's like
That's
3
Website
lines
Advantage.
of code.
Com AU.
That's like 3 lines of code, man. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but his will automatically do the whole thing for you, and it's
Yeah, it
Like
does. And it works.
Automatic. It can't be any more automatic than cutting
Well,
and pasting from
but-
what you used last time to this time.
Like I was saying to Caden this morning, though, like sometimes you got to actually look at the link profile and see where are most of the links WW or non-WW. You know what I mean? Like making that
Yep.
decision. When I'm migrating, I'm gonna look at the link profile and before I even bother with that. So again, like there's not a huge loss on a redirect, but there is apparently slight. I talked to Matt about that one day, and I asked him, and he said, "I don't know, I'll get back to you." And he came back and said, "Yeah, it's not much, it's a little bit." But there is a slight loss, so whatever. If you got a choice at that situation, I'd be looking at the link profile and figuring out which, or if you're determined to go one way or the other, then contact people and see if you can get links changed or whatever. So,
Yeah. What I noticed is that Google only has the www version index. But what's weird is that it's all just redirecting to the non-www version. So I'm just wondering if I should try and. That means that every single link in the SERPs is being redirected, which could be causing a loss like by itself. So I don't know how I would go about fixing that.
Figure out which ones are
Yeah.
redirecting and just redirect those.
Mm-hmm.
So watch your logs for 404s or put it into a database every time a response is bad.
Okay.
And then you can track it that way.
Well, how
Or
about doing
better
just
still, if you capture that data, Caden, you can then contact the site that is linking to it, right? If it's off site, and that'll give you a better link that way. And you can often get them to add more content for you.
That would be cool, actually. Yeah.
You know how to do that with PHP?
What do you mean?
To trap a 404 and put it into a database or a text file.
I believe so. I think can you track broken links? I think you can track broken links through like.
Not like that. I mean, when this response comes in,
Oh,
I can
no,
help you. I can help you with that. I'll give you the code. It's like 5 lines, probably.
Oh, cool.
Not much
Okay.
more.
Oh,
this
so
is
what are you
great.
saying, Terry? You capture the response code, you get the link, and you automatically email where the link's coming from, and
Yep, you get the refer from the 404, and then I put it into a database, and then I have another one that reads all those, and every once in a while I write a letter and send it off. I've done that in the past. Of course, if you're using WordPress, you probably can't do it.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I can do it because I can show you how to do it actually on WordPress too.
Sweet.
You have to use a plugin to add the PHP.
yeah,
Okay.
there's some
Or
plugins
use
that,
the Generate Press theme, and that gives you the ability to add that code right into the head of the document.
Got it. Yeah, I've done a good amount of. I mean, I know a little bit of PHP just from editing themes and stuff, and I had to make a bunch of changes because we're moving them from the static site to a WordPress site, and so I had to make a bunch of changes to the theme file on the WordPress site to be able to work with the same format that was on the old site in terms of like the metadata, and I had to I coded a JavaScript scraper to transfer all of the blogs from the old site to the new one. So that was a whole pain in the ass that I got handled. Yes, I was actually yesterday I did that.
Yeah, I have a script that does that in PHP, reads a whole blog and puts it all into.
The JavaScript couldn't pick up like the meta tags and everything. It was only picking up the front end data. So it was, I don't know. Well, I'll get it sorted out eventually.
With PHP, you can read the header code. And get
Yeah.
that.
Exactly.
PHP's certainly superior for that.
JavaScript's for amateurs who think they're web developers. Just my personal opinion, but I've been doing it for 25 years, so I'm a little, I guess.
JavaScript has its uses.
Old, wow. I think jaded was the word he was groping for. But
Yeah.
Wow.
Or like
We're hitting
Steve
hard.
says, I'm just old and do things the old way. So,
It's a better way, probably.
oh, they're always better. Usually take a little bit longer, but you end up with a better website, in my opinion. But I was speaking on the other day on the bogus hangout with Bill, and I mentioned Generate Press is the one that I was mentioning there, where you can do a lot of stuff with PHP that you can't do on other themes. It's really, I can build a site in a day from using this theme. They all look the same, pretty much the same, but it's Steve's smiling because I'm pretty sure he's used it before. Because it's lightning fast, right?
Yep.
You using that now, Steve, or what
no,
are you using
these days? Only thing Steve's building these days are cabinets. So.
I was going to say tables.
Tables.
Oh, you're not doing any site building?
It's been about 3 months since I built a website for a client.
What are you using these days?
Rubber stamps, WordPress.
Oh, okay. Never
Anything more
that
complex than that, I hand off.
Okay.
Didn't WordPress have something? Didn't WordPress have something come out in their core now that's lazy loading images or something? I saw something about that.
Probably, but it's going to conflict with everything else.
Mhm.
Wait, you mean they're going to launch something that's going to break everything? No. Why would
Well,
you?
actually, there's already a component that
What
does
did
that.
you see, Bill? You're about to jump on that there.
Lazy loading is something they have planned for the future. It's not something out now.
Oh, okay. So it's not out yet.
Yeah, they're going to build it right into WordPress.
Right. That's what I remember reading something about that this week. So I was curious.
Yeah, I'm doing the other migration. I'm pulling somebody off of WordPress onto our site, which is so
Putting them
much
on
easier.
Wix.
Yeah. Thanks, Steve. I thought
Cold
we were
shot,
like,
man.
what the hell?
Cold shot.
No, we do
The
everything
last,
in
the last
Ruby, but
few I did that using Bootstrap. Said, show me a theme, and built one page in the theme, and then looked at it and rebuilt it using Bootstrap. Could have a straight. It worked like a WordPress theme, but it would look like a WordPress
All right,
theme.
well,
But
we have an unusual guest in the YouTube comments. Does anyone know who SEO Theory is? Come on, you boys have to.
oh, Mr.
Never heard of him.
Martinez.
Michael Martinez.
Never heard of him.
Michael says you're not a programmer unless you if you don't use BASIC. There you go.
Yeah.
Both Doc and I were pre-basic and we did Fortran.
And COBOL.
COBOL, yeah. See,
Oh,
that's when I was in
Same
school,
here.
man. I remember that. Yep. Yeah,
I like basic, actually.
There's some banks that are still using that kind of programming.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a whole lot of U.S. military that is still using COBOL and Fortran too.
Dude, it's like last
Probably the
year-
majority.
At
Speaking-
Y2K, there were a lot of advertisements.
I worked. Speaking of migrations,
Classifieds looking for Cobalt and Fortran programmers.
Mm-hmm.
speaking
to
of
fix
migrations, man, I
Y2K
don't think I
issues.
could say the site, but you guys know Grant Simmons and where he works.
Oh yeah.
I was helping him last year with, I think, what was it, 200,000 pages they still had on CFM over there. And we had to
Cold
move-
Fusion?
Yeah, they still had like 200K pages. They got like, I don't know, 20 million pages or
Whoa.
some shit. But yeah, we had to move like 200K pages over to fucking off of CFM. So yeah, it was a fun journey.
To what?
Well, they just bring it into PHP and everything else like the rest of the site. So,
Oh, so they didn't put it on a CMS.
well, yeah, I think they were pulling. Yeah, we were pulling it back into the rest of the CMS. They were just kind of like an off strand of the site that had never.
Yeah, didn't they have something like 7 different platforms?
Dude, at one point it was a clusterfuck, dude.
It was a
mess,
clusterfuck,
and
yeah.
I think Alan was in there on that one with me too. So
Yeah.
that was a mess.
Oh, here I am thinking 200 pages is a lot.
Nah, man, wait till you get 200K.
That's nothing. Remember the university we migrated, Dave?
Mm.
They had at least 7 different versions of the website in 2 languages.
Oh man.
No.
I don't know. The one I'll never forget is the sports platform that I can't name, but might be part of a rodent's family. It was like I shut down 4 computers trying to crawl it once. It was like, oh, hello, deep crawl.
Oh my God.
They had 4 billion pages.
Well, that's it.
Lord.
Like I think deep crawl turns out to be the answer in those situations. I really don't know anything else.
Nobody else can do it.
No, like you know what I mean. Like I tried Sitebulb on a media site
yeah.
that had maybe 200,000. No, what? Yeah, about 300,000 pages. That took like almost a day.
I ran one about 3-4 months ago, I guess, that was 170,000 pages. I started at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, the next
And
day.
it finished 7:30 the next night.
Yep, I had the same problem with it, man. Same thing, Sitebulb, dude.
And
It's like
then,
100K.
then like a fucking idiot, I saved it to my auxiliary drive, save the Sitebulb file. And it took me an hour and a half to reopen the son of a bitch the next day. And I got 32 gigabytes of RAM, and it was bogging.
That's why you need a a dialogue box that pops up and says, "Doc, go get coffee and breakfast.
Yeah.
We'll come back tomorrow."
Go on vacation. Let us know when you're back. Yeah.
That's
So,
right.
so if you encounter a company like that, let's say you got 100,000 pages, what it's pretty much a custom CMS. Is that where?
No,
we're
no, no,
going?
no, no. This is a WordPress. It's a heavily modded WordPress, the media site that I'm talking about, I was working with. It's a heavily modded WordPress, but it's still a WordPress. No,
Yeah.
Would that be
it's
your
not
choice?
proprietary.
Would that be your choice? If
Yeah,
you,
well, in that situation, a media site where there's not a lot of moving parts and stuff, well, there's probably no reason not to.
It works fine, man.
There's no reason. I mean, like, proprietary code's a pain in the ass on any day because now you're locked in with that developer, right?
right.
You know what I mean? And now that's a pain in the ass every time this guy's being a dick, overcharging, too slow, not paying attention. Now what? You got to go and fire him and bring someone else in that's got to learn all that proprietary code. Yeah. That's how people
So-
get locked into those kind of developers.
Is it WordPress with a custom theme?
Yeah, well, yeah, everything was heavily customized, dude. Like Tanya went in there a couple of times. It was like, what the fuck are these guys doing? It was like, it was a bit of a mess.
Yeah, I found that before where someone did a
So
child
much,
theme
yeah. Oh.
and you might as well junk the whole thing because if you try and edit it, it doesn't work.
Dude, I'll give you an idea. They, against like Alan, I was in, before me was Ross Dunn was on this project. Then Alan and I came in last year with Blay Weiss, and I was screaming it right away, like, oh my fucking God, tear this thing down and do something with it. But he got the same developers to do a redevelopment of the site, which was pretty much cosmetic. There was a handful of things like speed issues and some other stuff. Fucking charged him 40 grand for it, man.
Jeez.
I was like, oh my God, dude, what are you doing? Well, they know what they're doing. They know they've been with me. And I'm like, oh, this is not worth 40 fucking grand, dude. Like, no. Like, what are you doing? So yeah, you got to watch. You get locked in with some developers. They start customizing things to a point, and the same goes with proprietary code. You get locked into people if you're not careful,
How come you're not using Screaming Frog for like 100,000? I've done that with Screaming Frog.
Yeah, I'll use Frog, Sitebulb, and Deep Crawl because again, everyone's got slightly different data. I never trust a single data source.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
If you run all three of those on most sites, you'll generally find each one of them will find something that the other two didn't.
Right. Yes. And I agree with that. Like even with the audit course I'm writing, Terry, it's the same thing. I'm like, use multiple crawlers because each one's gonna find something slightly different. So.
The only I just don't use deep crawl unless I really need it. But I'll run SEMrush and Screaming Frog and Sitebulb on just about any audit I do, just because they'll all pick up something everybody else didn't.
Yes, please. Yeah,
I always found Screaming Frog gave me what anything beyond that I get in the eyeball stuff.
Well, since we're on the air, I'm not going to really get into it, but SEMrush and Sitebulb and stuff give me kind of a good deal, let's say.
I know that the stuff I read in SEMrush was I just looked at it and said this is a waste of my time.
So Doc, we have socks. We have socks now, Doc.
There you go. I have a pair of those. I gave them to my daughter.
We have the SEMrush hat.
But did you get one of these?
Oh, SEMrush dildo? I didn't get one of those.
No, it's not a dildo. It's a thermos, you son of a bitch.
Oh, I was going to say, how do you
get
that up there?
I suppose it would work.
Good. And there's our shirt. So yeah, thank you, Anton. There we go. Our SEMrush swag. So thank you, Anton and company. We'll be wearing that next week.
I got one of their sweatshirts.
It's one of these goddamn homie hats, Caden. I'm not a guy who looks good in this shit, man. These big brow. My daughter came down. Apparently, there's a fucking name for these, but I don't know. Like with the big brow, like.
Yeah, wanker.
Dave, you have a face for radio.
Wanker hat.
Thanks a lot, Kev. I appreciate that. I should go back to podcasts, right? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the SEO Training Dojo podcast.
Right, you have a green screen. Could we just dress you in green like that?
Yeah, paint my face green and. Yeah. Right, I like.
Thinking about swag, I've gotten 2 Google. What were the Google Mini Hub things they sent me for free? For I don't know what reason. Anybody else getting that from
They're-
Google?
No.
They probably have recording devices in them.
Well, they do. I mean, obviously they do. I mean, I know they do.
All right, Michael Martinez is going back on our thing. He says, I once had a guy upload a 500 gigabyte of analytics data for me in zip files. He encrypted them and never gave me a password.
Oh.
I had to wait a couple of days just to find out I couldn't see the data. Yeah, 500 gigabytes. Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
500.
I've got a client now that wants to do online classes, and she wants to upload all of her videos to Dropbox so I can download them and then upload them to Vimeo.
Oh, nice. How
That's
many
not
are we
going to
talking?
happen.
How many are we talking?
It's a 2-day course, and it's broken down into half-hour chunks, so 16 30-minute videos.
Whoa.
Yeah, let her buy a hard drive and FedEx it to you.
I'm not uploading that from here. It'll take 3 months.
Oh.
Send her a video tutorial on how to upload.
And that's what I did. I shot a Camtasia video for her of how to upload videos to Vimeo. I said, just put them there. Once they're there, I can deal with them.
Unless she wants you to bill her for every minute of that time, that'd be different.
That's where I'm at with this stuff is whatever you guys want. It's it just costs money. Anything is possible. It's just a matter of money and time. And if
that's funny because I used to say when I sold more of the web development, Tanya does that, but back in the day I used to sell the web development. I'd always tell them, yeah, well, can we do this? Can we do that? I can do anything you want if you got enough money. Like I'll build you a fucking space shuttle,
Right.
What do you got? So in other news, Forbes guy apparently went on to the Google Webmaster Help forums and said we've lost all our traffic.
Yeah, that was funny.
Which apparently he didn't realize that Barry Schwartz kind of lives in all these places. So that became news. And then Forbes contacted Barry and said, oh, could you take that down, please? And so that was funny. So I read Barry's post, right? And it seems, well, maybe they got in trouble again for selling links. So I clicked his again thing, which took me to a post from 2011, which started off with Forbes got busted again. So I was like, oh, another one. So you keep going back. Like they've been doing this for 15 years, man.
You have a trend going here.
Yeah, you think like Google was watching them or something.
Okay, people say buying links from Forbes. You can't buy links directly from Forbes. You buy
them from writers.
People who write for Forbes.
Yeah.
So that's,
No, even like the older one from 2011, he had an actual example of the form letter that was going out and stuff. So again, if that was, they had permission or if they knew what they were doing, that who knows, but.
Yeah, because I've been getting for years writers trying to sell.
Oh yeah.
And it's not cheap. Like
no,
it's usually well out of anything.
Well, I kind of write for Search
sell to
Engine
a
Journal
client.
now, so if anybody wants to pad my PayPal account.
Now, can you get me a link on the Google Webmaster Forum there, Dave?
Oh yeah, once I get that job at Google, we were talking about it earlier. Yeah, I got you, man. We'll just do follow all those. I fucking hate that term. No, it's just called the link.
Follow.
There's a no follow and there's just a link.
Yeah.
I really miss my friend who used to be one of the top editors at Wikipedia and at DMOZ. It's like, here, could you give me a link to this website? He goes, sure, no problem. Bam.
Yeah, that's how you get in DMOZ. You got to know who to pay.
Well, it was like, it was like everyone used to trying that the EDU links are worth more than other links. And it's like, do you have any idea how dirty that is? I remember talking to Matt. He was like, they're the worst. Because every kid in there is trying to supplement his income. And he's selling links on his little university blog because a bunch of SEOs think they're more valuable.
Yeah, but Google knows the difference between being in curriculum part of the website and being on someone's
student's
blog. Yeah. They know the difference.
This would have been back in the late 90s, maybe early 2000. I found 3 different universities where you could log in and set up your own subdomain website off of their core. They didn't have something locked down. And you could build what looked like a legit university website in a subdomain there. And it was like, you have got to be kidding me. And so we just kept quiet about it. And like 3 months later, somebody on WickedFire posted about it. And like 3 days after that, there were thousands of websites there. It's like, well, that's gone.
Well, what's the rule, Steve? You never out it until it's burnt to the ground already.
Right.
Yeah.
That's when you sell it. That's
Well,
when
if you're a
sell it.
real SEO, you keep it to yourself. If
That's
you're
right.
a glory hound, then you go out running and telling everybody all your secrets because you're more about the fame and glory than
Well, that's it. To
being
this
a
day,
professional.
most of the best SEOs I've ever known were never public-facing people. You know what I mean? Nope.
Because if you're a good
Kept that to
SEO, you know
themselves.
better.
Well, that's why I just followed Bill. I just write about patents for the last 15 years. I challenge you to go find anything I ever tried to teach. Didn't happen. I'm not teaching. This is what I do, man. I keep it to myself.
There was a website not too long ago looking for somebody to write about patents on a regular basis. And I replied, ask him if I could just spin Bill's posts.
Yeah, there you
And
go.
I never heard back from him.
I don't know about Bill, but I have enough problems trying to find time to write about them myself. Never mind for someone else. Okay.
So speaking about links, does anybody actually do anything to try to get links?
Nope.
Yeah. It's
Oh
called outreach.
I've got some clients and stuff that do, but again, me actively with my own services, no. I'll put them in touch with someone and explain the risks or whatever, and if they want to go down that road, they can. I'm just not a link building guy myself. Never have been, never will. It's just not my thing. So
I've never had to do it. Who said outreach?
I did.
Yeah, that's one of my clients is doing right now. Yeah, I got a guy right now that's got an outreach campaign going on, and it's shot up by 45 referring domains in the last month or so.
Hey, that's how I built my local. That's how I did my local SEO. I found blogs that were in Toronto, and then contacted the blogs and sent them articles.
So it was targeted. You
Only an idiot go look at. I won't if I look at 100 websites, I might see 2 that I would even consider submitting to.
Right.
And that'd be on a good day.
So then you wrote for them, and in exchange you got a link. Right?
I wrote on the topic for another, sometimes competitor. I also, one of the first things I did was look for the top blogs in that industry, and went and said, I'll give you stories on internet marketing and especially SEO, and basically could have written something every month if I wanted to. If you're smart, the outreach should be about establishing a relationship, not a link. If you establish a relationship, you can get 1 post a month. So you make 12, that's 12 links, good links every month. That's why people become writers for search engine land, where they get their own thing. Their posting's already looked after.
Now you were doing that for yourself, or you were doing it for a client?
I was doing it for clients. See,
I don't remember. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, man.
So what does it cost to do that? I mean, is it like $500 a link? $500 a post, or?
Well, number one, I've been doing it for years, right? So I charge $50. I was charging $50 an hour. It didn't matter what I
hit
did.
up Glenn and ask him.
But Dave charges a lot more than me. I'm more particular about who I'm going to work with than the money.
So what does it take you to do a post? 4 hours? $200?
Oh, less than that to find one. Because here's the thing, I can in an hour, I can review 100 blogs.
Right, but then you have to write the post.
Oh, I don't do the writing.
Oh, you don't do the writing. Oh,
right. I find the person to take it. Sometimes I did the writing. If it was on SEO, I would do the writing too. Or internet marketing. I did some writing for the site as well, once I became more familiar with the topic. Before that, Doc wrote them for me, because he's more talented at working with subjects that he doesn't know anything about. He's a real writer.
And,
I'm-
and he might be,
I'm more
he
than
might-
just
he
a
might-
pretty face, is what he's trying to tell you.
and he might be slightly more eloquent than you.
Yeah, just a little bit. Like I said, he's a writer. I'm a hacker. I can put 3 words together,
One of them being fuck.
Go fuck yourself.
Every other one
Go
being
fuck yourself.
fuck.
That's it right there.
One of them is fuck and the other one is you.
That's it. He just got demonetized by YouTube. There we go.
But the tool I use, see, when I did it, Steve, I didn't do it for a long time because I couldn't find a tool that would do what I want. All I want is something that scrapes the Google results and puts it into a
Database.
into Excel, and then from Excel I can upload that to how many different places, or go to, I used a site called URL Opener, and I could drop 20, 30 at a time in there. And basically, once you get when you've done as much forensic as Dave and I did, and know kind of what you're looking for, that's all I'm looking for. Is it a quality blog? Am I going to have to worry about getting a penalty at some time, or a penguin issue, and that's about it. Then I'd look at the traffic and stuff. But usually, because I was taking from the top results, right, in Google, they're getting traffic.
Yeah, who was? I was in some conversation somewhere. I don't remember where it was, but I would think it was us. I was listening to our show a couple weeks ago. Yeah, and there was, I think it was Kevin or someone who had that crazy idea of, getting links from sites that actually send traffic. Oh. What an alien concept that is. Oh, that's so weird. You mean would you guys like to sign my guest book? Joe my web ring? Joe my web ring, maybe? Come on, guys.
Yeah, the program I used for the prospecting, Steve, was called, it's by Citation Labs. What's it called, Dave? I forget it.
Oh, Jesus, man. I haven't used his stuff in a long time. Is he still around? Jesus, I haven't even seen him.
Oh, yeah. I still have a.
Oh, yeah, I remember the one. I remember the one you're talking about. It was actually pretty good. He had a pretty
it's
good
on Citation Labs. It was written by Darren Shaw it
was for Gareth French.
For Garrett French, right.
Yeah, it was a good tool, actually. I didn't mind it.
Yeah, I use it for all my outreach. That's all I bothered. I don't use that BuzzFeed or any of that other crap.
Steve, what was that other one? We were talking about, we had a little impromptu hangout yesterday just for something to do, and David Ogletree was in there. And we couldn't remember the name of it. Remember the one that used to submit to all the directories and stuff back, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago? Remember that one? What was it?
Digi.
Oh, okay.
Digi. Yeah. You could submit to link directories, article directories. It had a built-in spinner. Oh, yeah.
That
thing rocked.
Yeah, I remember it, man. That thing was great.
The good old days.
Hey, is that one of Garrett? Is that the same tool that used to go and find emails or contact forums?
Like he's got a set of tools that is really good for outreach.
I love
It'll
that
go
thing,
and,
man.
Get you who is addresses and all kinds of stuff. It's really good for it also has a broken link finder as part of his program as well. It's really good for outreach.
Yeah, they had taken that down for a bit and were doing a massive rework on it. Last time I talked to him, it's probably been close to a year ago. It still wasn't ready to put back up. I don't know if that ever happened or not.
Oh, it's been a long time since I used it, so over a year since I used it.
But that tool rocked.
What are
20 minutes I could generate 2,000 prospects, Are
these a Python tool?
No.
What do they write them in?
Oh, it's
Well,
dirt
don't know.
cheap too. That's the other thing you'll like, Steve. It's like $1 to get like a list of 100 sites.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He charges basically for your usage of the tool, not a monthly subscription, which
Yep.
to me is always a big ripoff.
I always feel like I've just never done it. I've never done any kind of outreach or link building or anything. You know, like all the sites that I work on, I basically, all I do is I work on the site, like right on the site. And I keep on thinking, well, there's still more work to be done. And now with schema, there's like a whole other thing to do, right? To put all the schema on the pages. And
Or remove it after Google changes how they want it.
well,
Job security, Terry.
there's
That's a good way to put it.
well, there's
Job
two things to
security.
schema. There's two reasons to do schema in my mind. There's if you want to get a rich snippet or you want to get your product in the carousel or something, you have to do the schema the way Google wants it. And it has to be like 100%, right? 100% correct, no errors, no warnings, and then you have a chance of getting into the SERPs. But the other reason to do schema is to just let the Google bot know better what the page is about. And you're never going to get a rich snippet from it, but you know, in my mind, you're future-proofing the page, and you're probably going to rank a little bit better because the Google bot understands what the page is about. I hear dead air.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with that, Steve. For me, though, you know, the rich snippet is just a bonus. If it's gravy, if I get it, fine. I'm interested in making sure that Google understands what the context of the page is mostly, and getting
Right.
as much additional information in there as I possibly can.
Well, if you can do anything to increase visibility, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Regardless how it works. So, like
Well, sure.
The schema is kind of like that for me. It's like, why not?
Well, you can't get a rich snippet on mobile without schema. That's been what I seen. You can do events, and just as long as the page has events in the name, it'll show up in the carousels and whatever on desktop. But to get on mobile, it has to have the schema.
Hey, gentlemen, I got to run right now. Got to get back to this migration process and try to get it finished.
All right, man. Yeah, good luck.
Good to see you.
Don't hurt yourself.
If you run into anything, just hit me up, dude. Hit me on Facebook or email if you run into anything, and I'll give you the end. All right, brother.
Will do. Thanks. See you guys later.
Later, man.
I know.
Oh, I forgot to ask him. Is he the local guy too?
Oh no, like local? No, that's someone else.
Oh,
That's Stephen Toth at FreshBooks. No, he's just a young kid. I've been helping out with some stuff. So, and again,
What are you helping a young kid with local with?
Not local. Fuck, are you fucking nuts?
I spent about an hour on the phone with him that day that you introduced us, Dave. He's a sharp kid.
Dude, 20 years old.
Really
I've had
is
this
sharp.
for 3 years. He's really a sharp kid. I like him, so I'm trying to help him as much as I can for sure.
Oh, you mean local to you? Sorry.
Yeah, Terry was
Yeah.
if I would, because I had mentioned the guy in Toronto yesterday. So yeah, don't get
Okay.
talking crazy, Kev. Don't.
I was
you
like,
know, go on,
what
man.
the hell? Like, no,
No,
Dave.
no.
Dave's taking the wrong meds again. What's going on?
Yeah, the doctor cut down on my meds. It's not going well. No, that ain't happening.
So Kevin, what are you doing now?
I'm still doing local automotive SEO.
Okay.
collecting a paycheck.
For
Hey,
a new company.
well, not new. I mean, I've been here 9 months, 10 months.
Oh, okay.
almost worn out your welcome, eh?
I think it's been that long.
Well, that was week one.
They didn't take that first coffee break. They were tired of me.
I keep my door closed.
I just think it's weird that, you know, I guess it's just something that happens over time, but Doc's chair sounds exactly like him.
Yeah.
Doc's on his balcony having a smoke.
No, really?
That's the air that I hear.
But it's tobacco, unlike these Canucks.
Mm.
No, Steve, I'm still plugging away. I just don't have as much time to chat. Oh, Dave, I asked you a question on Skype the other day because I couldn't find you anywhere else.
Oh, that's the last place to.
Well, you weren't on the Slack channel. I don't know if you saw it. You're muted, so I can't hear you.
Yeah, because someone knocked at my door, so my dog's losing his shit. Anyways, yeah, it was about Data Studio, I believe.
Yeah, just applying segments to individual elements on a Data Studio report. You don't know any way of doing it without having to put it on every single element. Like you can't do it at the report level.
Yeah, I don't think so, man. Not that
It's killing me. I'm just gonna have to create a brand new report. But
that's gonna be it. You know what I mean? I think we just have to create a custom template for it or something.
yeah, it's only got. I mean, each of our reports only have 57 elements on them. I was like, before I start doing all this, I don't want to. Usually, what happens is you change it on 50 elements, and somebody goes, you know, you could just do that report wide, and it's like, please leave my office because I have to break something now.
Well, can't you just copy the report to another page and then put the segment on the what the hell do they call it? On the data, on the input data.
All right. Well, the way the only option that I've seen to change to apply a segment is in each element's data, so it doesn't apply it to the data itself. It applies it.
That's
right.
It's not
I
the data
can't.
source.
If I could apply it to the source, then it would change on all the reports and all the elements that pull in that data source. But you can only change it on it's an elemental change. So it's just frustrating. I think what I luckily it's an internal report that doesn't have to go to a client, that I just might end up ditching the whole report and pulling it straight from analytics. It's just frustrating. So I figured I'd ask you, and you weren't. So
yeah, I don't think you can do that.
I can't even find my data. Oh, there's my Data Studio.
Yeah, I still like Data Studio. There were some changes recently. I haven't read up on it. But
I like it from a scale standpoint.
Well, it's a great thing, you know. I mean, because clients, like back in the old day before Data Studio, you know, you'd be trying to talk to a client about something, and you're like, go to here and this report, then there, and go over here and go over there, and then click this and click that and do that. Whereas Data Studio, boom, you can put the KPIs, everything you want right there, bang, they look at it, they're done, ask questions. You know, I think it's really handy, and I don't know why more people don't use it, to be honest.
Well, I also like it from a scale standpoint, that I can have what's here and it's been going to our customers for the last 10 months, or actually last year, and I can change it without directly impacting their reporting, because most of them still just look at what I give them from PDF form, but then I have full customization and can mess around with different things in a fluid way. So yeah. See, look, that's sort of SEO and topic based.
Whoa. Whoa.
Well, that's too damn much work for a Friday.
That's too. Steve,
No, right.
Steve, it's probably too much work on any day. You know.
Right now, I'm dealing with a spider issue that I can't get the menu on a demo site that we have crawled, and I can't figure out why. So
You can't get the menu.
Like when I crawl it,
seeing the menu.
you're right. When I crawl it with it sees some of the menu, but not all of the menu.
Is it a menu that's generated on the fly? I've come across that before.
No, it's a static menu, so that's why it's more of a hiccup. The frustrating thing is that it's hidden, and so I might not be able to figure it out until I launch it into the world. So,
What are you crawling it with?
Screaming Frog. But the nice thing is that my design team and dev team were like, we finally have an SEO that is looking into this ahead of time. I'm like, yeah, what, we didn't do that before? And they're like, no, we just sort of winged it.
Radical
whatever.
concept, huh?
Hit it
Yeah.
and see if it works.
Yeah.
Throw it
it went
against
out
the wall.
It went out the door. It didn't fall over. It's fine. Because I'm writing the 301s for the old site to the new site, and I'm like, wait, where did that go?
Yeah, isn't that a great way to spend an afternoon? Oh God.
No, not really. It's a tiny menu.
Oh, I still do that with Tony's tool. I just put it all in a Google sheet, and then I just feed them into Tony's tool, and it writes all the 301s for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, spending an afternoon massaging data on an Excel sheet kind of excites me. So,
Oh, you are a sick man. There's something wrong with you, bro. Like, because I hate.
Your alternative to Pornhub, eh?
oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Like it would be a tough choice.
Yeah.
See if we can do this in Excel.
But then again, Bill, I guess enough people look at us and think that reading through a patent isn't fun. So I guess we all got our thing. But yeah, staring at spreadsheets, just I can't stand it.
Oh, I actually enjoy it. Yeah, I'd have a hard time.
Well, maybe if I haven't really, learned all the proper macros and shit over the years, but I can get my way around in there. But I guess if you're, if you know Excel better, it probably wouldn't be as difficult, I guess.
And Google Sheets actually lets you write JavaScript into a cell that'll massage the data any way you want. Did Steve get a new camera?
No, it's his green screen.
Oh, it's
Yeah, he just blurred his background.
He's just got a blurry background.
Blurred
thing going on.
background.
Oh, yeah, that too. Whereas Dave has a
I figured
blurry
people
front
might be at
ground.
work, so I figured people might be.
I was actually just waiting for that,
so it
Kevin. I
shouldn't-
didn't know who was going to do it, but I just knew it was coming, man. I just waiting. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they write themselves. It's not my fault.
Some people walk into a joke, other people run, Well, yeah, no, that's Steve's finally finished basement. I remember that.
No, this is out. This is out in the workshop.
Oh, are you? Okay.
I haven't been in the house in a long time.
His wife
Likes
brings
it
his
that way.
meals
Yeah.
out to him.
Yeah.
So Steve can tell us about how the farming's going.
Wet,
Wet. Oh, you
very
don't
wet.
have snow up there in the mount. You're in the mountain or no?
No,
Too far south.
we're closer to Memphis.
Okay.
Kevin,
Yeah,
in the chat, sorry, the YouTube page, Zara was saying, talk to Imran at Minds Nebula for the data studio thing.
You
There you go.
Can you send me that? Or can I see it on here? I can only see it in Zoom.
Yeah, no, it literally the YouTube page, people comment there too. So there's people watching right now that are commenting, but I will copy and paste that here for you.
Thank you, brother.
There you go.
And thank you.
Imran's a good guy. I know.
That?
I've worked with him before.
Yeah,
He's
man.
really good. Used to do training for Google.
Right, thank you, Zara. There you go.
Perfect. Thank you.
So Bill, is there any new and cool patents coming?
Not really too much.
Yeah.
That's Bill's way of saying nothing I want to talk about.
Well, no, there wasn't. The last couple of weeks have been sleepers, man. There's, like I
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
nothing too interesting. I think I had one from January 7th or 14th or something that was kind of interesting. It was, I was telling you guys off air yesterday about essentially it's literally looking at your bandwidth and data plans as far as what content it's serving you. So I guess that's maybe a mobile speed kind of thing, I guess. Like
Yeah,
that if
They're coming out with
your
a lot-
eye, like
They're
Go
coming
ahead.
out with a lot of patents involving neural networks.
yeah, it was a shit ton last
That's
year.
their new thing, though, pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we spoke on the Bogus Hangout a few weeks back. You were looking at something where images helped you categorize sites.
Yeah. And that was a lot less dependent upon neural networks. That they were doing object recognition in photographs they found on the web to try to analyze those. So they could look at a lot of pictures of, say, grizzly bears to learn about how grizzly bears behave, how they act. Grizzly bears like hunting in rivers. They tend to eat fish. You can, they're getting so much better at object recognition that they can tell what's in a photograph.
Yeah, you said it was kind of useful for categorizing sites too, though.
Well, that one, not necessarily. There was another image one where they're talking about queries that tended to go with images, certain images. They would identify sites by what queries they tend to answer. And that's sort of like a document classification approach. They can recognize a domain by the keywords that it responds to, it supplies answers to.
Based on images.
Hey, Doc, get your screenshot, buddy.
Based on the images that are on the site,
Hey, what?
They could associate query templates with it and the types of questions that people tended to ask when they saw certain things in images.
Oh, I see. I know that in my Google Photos, I'm pretty impressed because now you can tag. They ask you, is this person the same as this person? And I have hundreds of pictures of my grandchildren from the time they were a baby to now that they're teenagers, and it categorizes the same person. Even the two sisters, it knows the difference between the two sisters all the way from the time they were 2 years old to now that they're teenagers, and they can categorize that. I can just do a search by name and I'll get all the pictures of the one grandchild, not the other grandchild.
So you're helping them train.
Right. Well, that's what I'm thinking. Google is using Google Photos to help train their AI to recognize objects in photos, the photos at large on the net.
And Google Photos is linking to the image labeler game, a new version of it. Something they had offered from like 2006 through 2011 and then stopped with. And they brought it back. And I tried it out recently. And for instance, one section of it asked me to identify all the photos that had pictures of beaches in them.
Right.
So it's like a CAPTCHA. Same
Well,
idea,
it's
using it
invented
the same way.
It's invented by the same guy who invented CAPTCHA, Louis Van Aan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same way
Is
they
it- is
use
that
the
the one
data
that-
in CAPTCHAs to
Is that the
do
one I
stuff.
was showing on Search Engine Journal in the roundup this week, Bill? Because I remember that in the images for the patent, they were identified like bear, grass, water, et cetera, and all the stuff around it.
That was one that I wrote about. That may have been, I think that was the one that I was talking with Terry about. That was,
Yeah.
they were doing image analysis to try to learn more about the entities
Right.
in those images.
That is the one. Then that's the one I put in the roundup. Yeah, sorry, Kev. I just wanted to come work with you. Sorry, bud. Yeah, Kevin was asking me why I had highlighted him, but well, now we know. Now I'm at Kevin's work. Yeah.
So that kind of segues into, did anybody read or hear about that facial recognition software that is going around with police in the police through the police forces?
Oh, I was gonna say, is it a new song? I thought that band broke up ages
Failure
ago.
here in San Diego.
What's that?
It's
Bill?
been a failure here in San Diego. They've had facial recognition software to try to help them recognize people.
Right.
The only people using it with any success are the people interviewing homeless people and trying to find out where they come from. But they're not helping find people who've been accused of crimes.
Oh no, this was a new software by a private company, and I only heard about it 2 weeks ago, and they were using it to solve crimes, and they'd solved a few crimes, but the one caveat was they had this database of billions of images that they had scraped from social media pretty much illegally.
Why would it be illegal?
Well, it goes against the terms and policies of say Facebook or Instagram or whatever. They were scraping these images and putting these.
That's not illegal. There's
Well,
a difference. It's unethical, maybe,
right.
but not illegal. Illegal means there's a law against it, Steve.
Right. Well, there's no law against it because we
Yeah,
don't have
it's
the law.
unethical, and lots of people do it. Google does it all the time.
There's something to be crime.
Harry,
It has
people
some
were-
statute that says if you do this and this with the intent to do this and so on, you've committed this crime.
Right.
And-
You
and-
could.
And
You
people
might have
been getting
broken the
arrested
law
and
after
going to
you
jail.
downloaded it.
Anyways, it's a fairly new facial recognition software that they figure is at least 10 times better than what the FBI or the airplane people are using, and it's a private company, and I forget who owned the company.
Well, the reason why I asked was because there was a big report about the use of facial recognition software by law enforcement in San Diego 2 months ago. And they said how much of a failure it was, that it wasn't being helpful.
Of finding someone in a crowd that based on a picture they already have.
So Southern California is doing things like we have cameras that look at driver's licenses, and they're at every street corner, every traffic light in my town, and they've been helping stop stolen cars.
Oh, yeah. The tag.
Yeah.
Not the license, the plate.
Right.
Yeah. They've been doing that on the Burlington Bridge here for years for speeding.
So that's been successful, but the police officers who are looking in the CCTV type things, the cameras that are on security in buildings and stuff like that, they haven't been successful in finding anybody using facial recognition who's maybe wanted. It's not capturing anyone. They haven't told people that they're trying to do this. They haven't informed the public in any way. but it's over the course of like 5 years, it's failed. So if they've come up with better facial recognition software, and they put it here in San Diego, but they still don't inform the public that they're using it, I'm not sure we'd be happy with that.
They've been using cameras on the street, the police here in Toronto, for years. Like back in, see, when was I living in Parkdale? That would be before I was doing that, so 30 years ago.
Yeah, and it's reminiscent of the UK. Like,
Yeah.
They know that the networks that are all connected, like I feel like they should just come out and be like, by the way, if you're in public and there's a video of you in public, like your right to quote unquote privacy goes out the window.
Yeah, if you leave your house in London, England, by the time you go to the store and get back, you've been photographed 30 times or something. Some wild number. Yeah, it's just impossible. This okay, so this facial recognition software is called Clearview AI, and they have 3 billion photos from public websites like Facebook, Instagram, and employment sites, and it's used by more than 600 law enforcement agencies in the U.S., Canada, and elsewhere. And according to the New York Times, it is being used to solve many murder cases, identify fraud cases, child exploitation cases.
So the takeaway from this is, if you plan on committing crimes, stay off social media and don't try to get a job.
I'm not even doing crime, and that's one of mine. Stay off social media.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go. It's ate up an hour and a half, so I'm going to kill the live portion of this thing. Well, I guess we have 6 minutes. Got any questions? Yeah, Dave, what's it like to live in Texas? Yeah, I like my new office. It's going well here. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. God damn, all the snow's gone. This is great.
It's 52 outside.
It's almost that warm here.
Yeah, it's been a weird winter up here. It hasn't been cold at all.
No,
well, we got snow and shit.
It's -1 here, Terry.
Okay.
Okay, but still, that feels like 52.
Yeah, but I'm almost down on the lake in Toronto, so it probably is above zero.
Yeah, it might be
over 32 anyhow.
I only know it's 52 because my Google Chrome tells me it's 52.
Oh, then it's probably wrong.
That can't be right.
There you go.
Well, ladies, say goodbye to the happy people. Bye, everybody.
Bye, people.
Goodbye, all.
I thought you already cut the live feed. Goodbye.
I'm trying to figure that out. Stop live stream. That would probably be it.